It had been a grueling year for Mila Kunis, a year where the spotlight's glare felt less like a beacon and more like a burden. Success had never been her goal. She sought meaning in her work, in her relationships, in the life she built for her family. But after a whirlwind of career demands and personal challenges, Mila found herself sitting alone in her quiet Los Angeles home, contemplating a memory she had tried to bury. Years ago, before fame, Mila had made a promise to her best friend, Elena. They were teenagers then, inseparable. Elena had been the kind of friend who could see Mila's dreams even before she dared to speak them aloud. When you make it big, Elena had said one starry night, lying on the grass in their tiny Iowa town, promise me you won't forget where you came from. Promise me you'll come back. Mila had laughed, brushing off the sentimentality, but Elena's gaze was serious. I'm serious, Mila. When you're out there living your big life, don't forget us little people. Don't forget me. Mila promised, of course. It was easy to promise when you didn't yet know the weight of the world. But then Elena was gone. Cancer, they said. Aggressive and unrelenting. Mila had just landed her breakout role, her schedule packed with auditions and interviews. She had missed Elena's last days, arriving too late to hold her friend's hand, to whisper goodbye. For years, the guilt gnawed at her, but life carried her forward. Marriage, children, philanthropy. Mila poured herself into giving back to the world, as if trying to atone for the one promise she couldn't keep. But tonight, the memory of Elena's voice wouldn't leave her. Mila pulled out an old, tattered shoebox from the back of her closet. Inside were their childhood treasures. Silly Polaroids, friendship bracelets, and letters filled with dreams and secrets. And there, at the bottom, was a list Elena had written. Things we'll do together someday. 1. Visit Ukraine together. 2. Plant a tree in every place we love. 3. Build something that matters. Tears blurred her vision as Mila read the list. Ukraine, her homeland, her roots. She had visited countless times since becoming a star, but not in the way they had dreamed. Not together. And the other 2, she hadn't even started. The next morning, Mila booked a flight to Ukraine. She didn't tell anyone, not even Ashton. This wasn't for the media or for a cause. This was for Elena. She arrived quietly, slipping through the streets of her childhood with a scarf over her head, blending in with the locals. At a small park near her grandmother's old house, Mila planted a tree. She dug into the cold earth with her bare hands, the weight of her grief mixing with a strange, cleansing peace. For every shovel of dirt, she whispered Elena's name. Later, Mila visited a children's hospital in Kyiv. She read stories, made silly faces, and listened to their dreams. And in that moment, surrounded by laughter and hope, she realized what Elena had meant by building something that matters. It wasn't about fame or money. It was about connection, about love. When Mila returned to LA, she started a new initiative, a global project to plant trees in underserved communities. She named it Elena's Forest, a quiet tribute to the friend who had taught her what it meant to carry the weight of a promise. And though the grief never truly left, Mila found that by keeping her promise, she had found a way to heal, not just for Elena, but for herself. This story is fictional, but reflects the warmth, compassion, and strength Mila Kunis often represents in real life.